wasn't meant to be with you. Everything you flaunted, it made me feel so grand, and I believe that I'd expand. The life that you ruined, well, that belonged to me. To you this was a worthless dream. I was just an insect that you chose to kill. You spoke for me against my will.
Yeah, sister, yes.
Now my mind is bothered. I'm not good enough. I'm not that diamond in the rough. I feel I've been slaughtered, a little bit betrayed. Did you feel that this was fair play? You feel you have the right to tell me what to wear, and I'll admit at first that I wasn't quite aware that what you do and did support is not what you believe. This was the one thing that I gained that caused me such relief. Throw ideas on the table and I'll throw you away. Now I'm only dreaming about yesterday. You feel you have the right to tell me what to wear, and I'll admit at first that I wasn't quite aware that what you do and did support is not what you believe. This is the one thing that I gained that caused me such relief. You threw ideas on the table, so I threw you away. Now you're only dreaming about yesterday.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Very chill edition of the Mike Straw Show here on Tuesday, October 29th. We're at the end of October. We are at the end of October, everyone. And, you know, I wanted to just do something. I didn't know if I was going to hop on. But I figured we'd talk. There's a couple things I want to talk about. Questions, obviously, you guys have. The overlay's not here. I built a new computer a few days ago, and I haven't gotten to get, you know, everything set up with OBS and Stream Elements. So things like that. So how is everybody doing? How is everyone doing tonight? We have a lot. The sports world is incredible right now. The Yankees are terrible. They're just awful. Aaron Judge is a joke. You know, he's bad. Like, this has been a historically bad playoff for someone who will likely be voted AL MVP, though probably shouldn't. Freddie Freeman is a man on fire. Just, man, is he just incredible this series. Like, that, it's just, even with Ohtani being as poor as he has been this series, you know, they've been doing great. They've been doing great without him. So, a few things. We'll hang out, let people get in. Justin, good evening. Good evening, sir. Glad. I know I'm starting like a half hour later than normal. The Predators, yeah, the Predators. So at TWSN, we do our weekly power rankings. Myself, I lead the way, and then we have our staff of other NHL writers. And like our first power rankings, which we dropped, we waited till 2 weeks into the season or the third week to get rolling to drop our power rankings. And we did that intentionally to see how the season shaped up. And the Predators and Avalanche we put at 31 and 32, or 30 and 31, because 32 was the Sharks. The Predators look bad. I kind of had a feeling that's how that season was going to start. I kind of had that feeling. And they have started to turn things, you know, around. Sure, they lost to Tampa, but winning 3 in a row, you know, losing to Tampa in overtime, they still got a point. They've got points in 4 straight. They got a really bad Oilers team coming up on Halloween. Like, the Oilers are, like, they lost the Oilers, yeah, but man, the Oilers aren't good either. The Oilers are not good either. My Sabres are bad. Sabres are really bad. It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Sorry. Yeah, it's been a really wacky start to the season. The Sabres remain bad. Goaltending is a problem. The power play is atrocious. Florida is Florida. Tampa, I thought was going to fall off, and they've started the season strong. 6-3 to start the year. Boston, I kind of had a feeling would fall, and they're doing it. They're losing to Philly right now tonight. The Penguins, I wrote at TWSN that Mike Sullivan is destined to be fired. Part of me doesn't want it to happen, because the last 2 times Pittsburgh has fired a coach in the middle of the season, that coach has come in who took over and won a Stanley Cup that year. So I don't even know if I want to see that happening. The Predators are 100% make the playoffs. 100%. I'd be willing to bet money on it. They will turn things around. They had a lot of new players come in, and the first month or so, I expect to get their bearings. They're treading water. They're still there. Only 3 point. I mean, it's 10 games in, and we're talking about playoff spot, but they're hanging around. As long as they hang around enough in the playoff race, they're not going to fall too far behind. But their offense, they gotta gel more offensively, and goaltending needs to step it up. Goaltending has not been good. Toronto has been mediocre. The Rangers, for the most part, have looked like the most complete team in hockey. Tonight they were down 3-1. They're down 4-3 now to Washington. Haven't looked the best tonight, but for the most part, they've looked great. Winnipeg bad out of hell to start the year, but I don't see that lasting. They lost, almost came back, but they lost to Toronto last night. Dallas looks great. Dallas looks absolutely fantastic. Vegas started hot, kind of got weak, and then continue to roll. At home, they're a completely different team than on the road. They're winless on the road, and they're undefeated at home, 7-0 at home. So they play ridiculously well at home. And I know this isn't usually a sports show, but, you know, I'll talk sports. I'll talk whatever. Captain Huss, good evening. How are you? Nephew, how you doing? I see you there. So yeah, we're basically chilling tonight. Maybe watch some stuff, play some games. I don't know. Full transparency, mentally has not been great. And I'm here to just hang out and talk. So the more questions you have that I can answer, the more you just want to talk about, shoot the shit, whatever it may be, the better it is for me. Do I think that they're taking way too long for the first update on Undisputed? So I have reached out about that. I'm hoping to get a reply by tomorrow. Because I was under the assumption the first update would have been out by now. But clearly it has not happened. So either there's something holding it up, or they want to get more in it than what they originally planned. So I'm hoping to get an answer on that. And they're usually pretty good about getting back to me. If things are going haywire, then they won't. But we'll see what happens. A lot of people keep asking, because the last time I streamed was, the Fight Night stream. A lot of people took a lot of stuff I said. Dude, the amount of people that just take things completely out of context on what I report is absolutely maddening. The amount of people that just... And this one bothered me the most. Ariel Hawani started his new thing with Yahoo Sports and I think BetMGM or somebody. Uncrowned. Right? His social media team didn't credit me at all. They just reported it and did not credit me whatsoever. And that really bothered me. Dirt Fan, very late notification. I started late. I did start late. I had some stuff going on this evening, and still wasn't sure I was going to hop on, to be honest. But yeah. Yeah, they did say December, but I want to know, I'm trying to find out why it's the plan is taking that long. Yeah, they announced December, what, last week? Like a week after launch. They announced that it would be in December. So yeah, they know what they're working on. I just want to know why it's taking so long. Like, I know a lot of people are upset with online play. Online play I don't do too much of, to be honest, because I just have never been an online fighting game person. So it's just how it's been. Like, why bother if, you've never been that? But yeah, like, a lot of people are upset. Like, a lot of people, this is the frustrating. So, reviews, right? Whenever there's a game review, let's talk about that for a minute. Whenever there's a game review, right, you should always read reviews from multiple people. Dirt Fan, we got to talk real quick. This is the ADHD kicking in. We got to talk about motorsport games too and what happened over the past week. But whenever there's a game review, people will go to one outlet and just look at what they say. And you should never do that. Like, even with my reviews, when I review a game, I review it from am I having fun? Am I having fun? I will recommend it based on if I think the game's good and I kind of have a feeling, I know my audience, I know you guys, I recommend it. I truly do recommend, I truly recommend Undisputed. I play it regularly. It's not a game I play on stream because I usually just kick back, grab the controller, and play. Granted, I don't play much on stream, though I might play tonight. We might hang out and play. Maybe play some Balatro, some Vampire Survivors. You can watch me be terrible at Madden and get pissed off at that. I don't know. But I don't recommend games if I don't think they're fun. I think Undisputed is fun. I still enjoy the career mode. I come up with my own narrative with things. With the career mode, like literally, I come up with my own narrative. I don't need a story in it. I make my own story. And I love doing that. I absolutely love doing that. So it's a case of, what some people like. The online community is not happy, and I get that. If you're a part of the online community and you're not happy, I get it entirely. You feel like the gameplay just isn't good online, the servers aren't good online, the connections aren't good on, that's perfectly fine. And hopefully they address it. Hopefully they address it. But you know what? Let's look at real quick what they've talked about on this. All right, let's zoom in here. So this is what they dropped just about a week after the game launched. Hi, Fight fans. We want to thank everyone for supporting Undisputed, both through early access and our full launch. The project has been a huge labor of love. As we said many times, we're committed to making the greatest boxing game of all time. I truly believe that. I believe they are committed to that. It's great to see so many people playing and enjoying, but we're also aware of a number of issues affecting the game, especially around online multiplayer. We sincerely apologize to any players impacted and appreciate your patience as we work to fix them. To ensure we're delivering significant and high-quality improvements, our first update is planned to drop in mid-December. So, a month and a half. A month and a half from now. So 2 months from the release, a month and a half from now. We know that feels like a long time. However, this enables us to properly test, refine, and tweak the fixes so that you get the best experience possible. It enables us to deliver on these fixes without a knock-on impact to other planned updates that we know players care about, both into December and future updates such as improvements to blocking and career. I'm interested to what the improvements are to career mode. My guess is AI side of things. We're focusing on what we believe, based on your feedback, are the most critical issues. So these include stagger hit reactions causing desync, which leads to players being able to fight effectively. That's a big problem online. Again, as someone who fights primarily offline, it's not really that big of a problem to me. But I get it. Dante Wild overpowered. Yep. Just don't. If you don't be Dante Wilder, or if you see Deontay Wilder, pick again, be the same one. Doesn't matter. Some DLC fighters unable to use online. They're working on that. Yeah. I wish that came sooner. That's frustrating. Players become stuck in an infinite transition screen after winning through an injury TKO. And for a minority of users, DLC doesn't appear for secondary accounts on Xbox. And then power punches consistently bleed through blocks, meaning winning a fight online is largely down to throwing power punches. So, a lot of this is based, obviously, online. And, it's going to happen. Hopefully, the hope is that these issues are addressed in a way that people are happy. But back to the reviews thing. There are a lot of people that said I clearly was paid for the review. No, not at all. I've never once been paid for a review other than by my employer. I've never once accepted money. There have been attempts from a couple defunct studios over a decade ago that tried to offer payment for positive coverage, not necessarily a paid review, but payment of some sort for some sort of positive coverage, whether it be in form of a preview and things like that. Oh, snap. Jordan Grace is back in NXT. Wow. Especially after losing a TNA Knockouts title. So, anyway, I've never been paid. I never will be paid for my reviews other than by my employer. If someone's going to pay me, it becomes a sponsorship, and, I make note of that in my content. Which hasn't happened yet. I've not been paid directly to provide good coverage. Hell, at Insider Gaming, our CEO of Insider Gaming is also the CEO of a game studio that's working on a game that I did a preview of. Made note that he is the CEO of both. I will be working on a review of that game. And my employment status has nothing to do with whether I positively or negatively review that game. Granted, it is right up my alley in roguelikes. But if there's things that are wrong with it, they will know. Because you know me, I don't sugarcoat shit. I don't sugarcoat a damn thing. At all. So yeah, when you're watching reviews, and it's happened with Dragon Age, the Veilguard, like, we're not reviewing it at Insider Gaming. But there's been so many reviews, and people were like, well, EA's picking who they let review in positive light. No, they're not. EA doesn't pick who they let review games based on if they'll give positive coverage. They give it based on, in a lot of ways, from my experience, if they like you. Based on just the type of stories you run. Like, for me, they don't like me. I can tell you now, most EA Sports, especially because of the stories I report, inside information that they don't want out there. All of it has been proven factual. Aside from, like, contract and negotiations and things like that, like between the league and between NFL and EA. Like, those things, obviously, they're not going to come out until a decision's made. But, you know, none of I've reported has been false. But they don't like that. That's just how it is. And I get that. That's what happens when you're in this industry. It's that fine line of reporting the news and whatnot. But they don't, like, oh, well, they gave us a negative review. I mean, look at VGC. I don't like VGC. Well, I like some people there. Don't like up here. And, I mean, they gave Veilguard a 3 out of 5, which is a 6 out of 10. It is what it is. Some people aren't going to like it. That's why when it comes to reviews, look at the positive reviews and look at the negative reviews. Because then you're going to get the full picture of, like, all right, if someone didn't like the game, why didn't they like the game? Hopefully, they give you an actual reason as to why they didn't like the game. And it's not a case of, you know, well, we don't like the game because it's got, you know, the ability to select pronouns and blah. And, like, shut up. That does nothing. Shut up. If you go, well, we're playing the game, Raiders, I'll get to that in a second. If they didn't like the game, hopefully they give critical reasons. Like, for me, my biggest thing with Ubisoft games, like, I'm not an Assassin's Creed fan. When I've played Assassin's Creed game, my biggest gripe has always been a lot of the missions are the same. They're in every Ubisoft game. Every single one. There's always, like, these trailing missions that take forever. There's a long climb of a ladder somewhere. There's escort missions where you walk faster than who you're escorting. There's all this stuff. Like, I just don't... you have that Ubisoft model. And those are things that I just don't like. Some people are going to like them. Some people are. For what they want, like the story. Like, for me, RPGs, the more and more RPGs that come out, the less I care for them lately. For the most part, if I like the story rather than play the game, I will wait for someone to upload all of the cinema, all the cutscenes, and make it a movie, and I'll watch those because I don't need the gameplay from it, right? To get the story, which is what I want. But like, everybody has their cup of tea. Like, turn-based strategy. I love turn-based strategy games. I'm likely to review a turn-based strategy game more favorably than someone who may not care for them, because those are the games I like. Like, that's why when it comes to reviews, you have to read and watch and listen to everybody's thoughts on it. So I do like Kind of Funny. I do like listening to them because when they do their reviews and their game casts, they've all played the game and everybody has their own opinions. Like, that's the thing. Assassin's Creed, like, they do, like, the locations and historical places, that type of stuff I like. But the gameplay, it's too redundant year over year. The last Assassin's Creed game I actually enjoyed was Assassin's Creed. I enjoyed Black Flag. 3 soured me on the series, though. Black Flag I played because, holy crap, pirates, right? 3 bothered me because the bulk of the good part of the game was so short and towards the end that I'm like, by the time you get there, it's over. And you're just like, this was boring as hell. It was boring. And that's the biggest thing. I don't care how good your game looks. If it's boring, I'm done with it. Raiders, did they pay reviewers? I'm assuming you mean on the Dragon Age. No, they do not pay reviewers. You'll know if let's put it this way. Like I said, I've been reached out to by now defunct companies about payment for positive coverage, but at that point it becomes a sponsorship, and they wanted to hide that part of it. I'm like, no. You'll have these companies and these games like pay for like, hey, we're brought to you by, New World. We're brought to you by Raid Chat, like not Raid. Everybody's brought to you by Raid except me. Which I'm okay with that because they do on a per. They don't. If they gave me a bulk sum to say Mike Straw Show brought to you by Raid, I'd do it because I need money, quite bad. But anyway, the payment stuff. These reviewers with journalistic integrity, they do not get paid. They do not get paid by the company to give positive reviews. And here's the thing. There are some, this is how I would do if it ever happened. It never does. It never will because I would never accept it. But what you do is you accept the money and then you give a negative review anyway. What are they going to do? Come out and say, hey, we paid you? We paid you for positive. Okay, have the money back. I'm not going to, your payment is not going to change whether or not I like the game. It's just not. But that's why, again, you have to go to multiple places. Don't just go to one outlet and read one review. Go to a bunch. What do I think we get first? Another PGA game from EA, tennis from 2K, or Sim? I think we get another Sim Soccer from 2K before the other two, to be honest. I'd be really surprised if we get a Top Spin 2K26. Maybe they will, though. Maybe it did just enough, or the money coming in is worth it. But PGA from EA, I don't know what's going on with that. I have no idea. But I think of the three, I don't know. Sim Soccer might be where we go. But I don't know. It's not a report, that's just my guess. Early November is Rockstar earnings, so trailer 2. I still think we get the trailer 2 by the Game Awards. The Game Awards, I think, is a good place for the second trailer for Rockstar. AMD has confirmed on its earnings call today that its next-gen RDNA 4 graphics cards will come early next year. So not surprising. First time they shared those plans publicly, but we all knew it was coming. There's a chance we see them announced at CES, just like we'll see the next-gen NVIDIA. And NVIDIA, I mean, we'll see. AMD has been for the consumer lately. So we're going to see if that changes. Also, speaking of new hardware, Insider Gaming dropped today my review of the Intel Core Ultra 285K processor. Overall, an underwhelming processor. Really good on production, but it's lateral and sometimes poorer that in gaming. And so if you have a modern machine, like only a couple years old, there's no reason to update. If you're like 5, 10 years, like 6 years old, or even like around there, you might be better off getting a 14900K when the prices go down, because this ain't it, the 285K. This ain't it. Philly's still up 1-0 on Boston. The Yankees actually have the lead on the Dodgers, 5-2. A grand slam by Volpe. What a shock. Judge, no official at bats. He was walked his first at bat, and hit by pitch on his second. I mean, there's no way the Yankees are winning 4 straight, right? There's no way. Will there be a final GTA Online winter update? See, I don't know if they'll call it a final one. That's what I want to know. I want to know what the hell they're gonna do with GTA Online. I want to know what they're going to do. We're going to, with GTA Online, like, are they just going to merge it into, are they just going to merge it into GTA 6 Online or what? anything from the EA. Let me load that up. Anything from EA's investors, because they had their Q2 2025 results today. I mean, they had a record net bookings of 2.1 billion thanks to Madden and college football. You know, total hours of American football up over 140% because of college football. College football continues to be the cash cow. They have an unannounced partner title coming in Q4 2025. Net revenue, absolutely huge, to 2.02 billion in net revenue. They've updated their quarter 3 guidance from an estimated 1.87 million or billion to 2.02 billion for quarter 3. Like, things are going strong in this. Through September, college football remains the best-selling premium title in North America. Global Football Live, like The Sims 4, continues to do well. Let's see, what else do we have here? I'm looking at it all now. How many copies do you think GTA will sell? Oh, let me think about that while we go through the EA stuff. Let me try and think about like Hogwarts Legacy and stuff like that, because it's gonna blow that out of the way. I mean, GTA 5 in its first 3 days, you know, before we go to the earnings, GTA 5 sold, I think, like 17 million units in its first 3 days, something like that. Over $1 billion in revenue. GTA 6 is, even with it just being on PS5 and Xbox Series consoles, you know how college football sold a lot of Series S consoles? GTA 5 is going to do the same. Or GTA 6. I'm thinking we are looking at 20. I honestly think we're looking at least 20 million copies sold in the first 3 days. That's where I'm leaning with that. All right. Let's see. EA earnings news. American football, like Sims 4 added 15 million players in 2024, despite being more than 10 years old. Going free to play killed it for them. And there's been times that I've been interested in going back to it. But, you know, just never have. I ain't got that kind of time. I ain't got that kind of time. Let's see, what else do we have? The EA Concord shutting down. That was the thing. That's what I wanted to talk about, but we'll get into that in a minute. They expect 7.5 to 7.8 billion in full revenue, up from 7.3 to 7.7 EA. College football's best-selling game of the year. That EA MVP bundle. It's nuts. It's absolutely insane. But there was nothing really major as far as anything expected. Like, they didn't talk about the fact, though. They didn't bring up College Football 26 because we're still too early for that. They didn't mention the sales of NHL. Or much like that. First week, 25 to 30. Yeah, that's a good first week. Yeah. And to be honest, Raiders, I could see it doing more than that. It all depends on between now and whenever the game launches next year. how many more consoles get sold. Like, I'm interested to see the holiday push this year and how many consoles get sold. Because I do think it's going to be the game that moves consoles next year. Madden is a tough one. So Madden, Justin, the weird thing, you know, let me see. Do we have updates? Let's go to let me check updates on weekly average users. So weekly average users weekend of October 19th. So the week ending October 19th, that week. So the 13th through 19th. Madden 25 was ranked 18th the week before on Xbox and weekly after users. It's up to 15th. On PlayStation, it's 10th. So it's not necessarily. Meanwhile, college football sits steady at 8. WWE 2K24 sits in the top 10 still on PlayStation. It's not doing as good as Madden 24 did on a player base status. But the reason Madden will be up there is because of that MVP bundle. That selling with college football got Madden up higher. But EAFC will dominate because of how many it sells globally. I mean, it's still the biggest sport. Let's see. Need for Speed. I haven't heard anything about the next Need for Speed game other than it's in development. Hello, nephew. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about Need for Speed other than it's in development. Let's see if there's anything out there. Is there anything from the EA earnings? Let's see. I have the Let's see. Need for Speed. Nope. Like, this is a. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anything on the. I'm reading through the transcript, like the word for word transcript, and there's no mention about Need for Speed. No mention. They didn't mention. They did mention Battlefield and Skate in the coming quarters. Of more information on that. Which we know more play things are Skate. Need for Speed Underground was a fantastic game. 1 and 2. And then the original Need for Speed Hot Pursuit was a great game. Need for Speed Unbound, I think, is underrated. I really do like that game. Red Dead Remastered, that annoys me. I mean, it makes sense why it launched, finally got on PC. But it it peaked at just about 8,600 people on Steam. So it still did well. Charging as much as I did for a game that doesn't include, the online, which makes sense, but for a 15, 14-year-old game, charging $50 is kind of annoying. Unpopular opinion, dude, Red Dead Redemption 2, I played 3 hours of it and I was done. I might go back one day when I just want a game where I can sit on my couch and play and have my kids hang out with me. But, yeah, I played about 3 hours of it when it first came out, and I was like, I don't know why I spent the money on this. Don't know why I did. I don't know. I don't know why I did it. Let's see. This is fun. Just hanging and relaxing. Yeah. TCG Card Shop Simulator remains in the top 10 on Steam. It's number 6. It's number 6. And if you don't know what that is, if you don't know what that is, it's this. TCG Card Shop Simulator. This is what we're looking at. Play RoboCop, the new one. I haven't. I need to. That's one of the games on my backlog. But this is my favorite. All-time peak 9 days ago. 53,000 in a game in early access. Still pretty dry. 28,000. But then you had Starfield, right? You had that come out. Shattered Space. Terrible. But then at one, like, Starfield has not. Like, it peaked 21,000 on Steam after Shattered Space came out. So, Shattered Space, it brought back, what? It averaged like a max of like 15,000. It brought in another 6 back. Granted, on console, it's different. But man, oh man, is this hilarious to me. Because, again, it's just another Bethesda game, and they all feel the same. They all feel the same. You should uninstall Madden. I'm still tilted at that damn game. Played online. 3-minute quarters. Guy didn't put shoe clock on, and he killed the entire second half of a game. Kind of turned me off of playing that game. Here's a game that I think I'm going to be playing soon. Windblown, from the makers of Dead Cells. And I have... You guys can't see it. And I have a copy of it, just been waiting to activate, that they sent me. Because I don't want to activate it until I know I'm reviewing it. Oh, Ubisoft, Raiders. Oh, Raiders, Ubisoft. Yeah, it's not looking good. And then, hold on. This is something that happened. So yeah, there's all these issues striking about work from home. They're trying to force people in the office and blah blah blah. But then we have this. Ubisoft just quietly launched a full-blown NFT game called Champions Tactics. It's built as a PvP tactical RPG game on PC. It's both developed and published by Ubisoft. Involves collectible figurines of various warriors from the in-game fantasy world of Grimoria, which players assemble into squads of 3 and then battle in turn-based combat and look oddly reminiscent of Darkest Dungeon. It's not evident from the trailer that this is a Web3 game at all. It's not evident from the trailer, but quick glance at the game's website or its official Twitter page. Ultimate Web3 competitive turn-based. The fact that NFTs haven't died yet. I can't believe NFTs are still a thing. They haven't died yet? Like, come on. Are you shitting me? It's 2024. And this is the thing. Like, if this would have came out during the height of the NFT craze a couple years ago, everybody would have been like, oh, look at them trying to, money grab. But they're doing it so after the fact. This isn't going to work. It's just another, what the hell are they doing? Grabbing on a trend in an industry where it takes a while to make these games. Grabbing on a trend from years ago, releasing it and thinking it's going to work. The amount of people that do this shit. Which, you know what? Let's get into this. Let's get into this. Are you shitting me? They shut down Firewalk. If you're in here to talk about, well, go woke, go broke type of shit, you can leave. Because holy shit. Holy shit is Sony. They buy a studio midway through the development of a game, knowing the game wasn't ready, invested another couple hundred million into it, and then they go, after that game launches, fails, they take it offline after 2 weeks. They look at exploring all the options of what to do. They're like, yeah, no, shut it down, let go of 172 people. They're moving some around, but roughly about 172 people. at Firewalker are losing their jobs. And not to be lost, Neon Koi, the mobile game developer in Germany, shutting down 38 people. So, we're up near 14,000 known jobs lost in the gaming industry this year, probably at like 16.5 at this point, with 2 full months to go. I can't remember where I saw it. I think it might have been Threads. It was somebody from Aftermath. Let's see if I can find it quick. I don't know if I can find it, but it was akin to the fact of, so you buy a studio, it doesn't work with the game on their very first game, and then you shut down the entire studio instead of giving them another shot. Makes sense. But don't worry. The person in charge of PlayStation Studios sees no repercussion from it, Herman Hulst. These people, you saw my rant. If you haven't seen it, it's on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/MikeStrawMedia. You never see, right? By the way, after that rant, the CEO of Hi-Res started following me on Twitter. So I'm going to reach out and try and talk to him. But you never see these people, held accountable. The people at the very top. You never see them held accountable. And it is beyond infuriating. 172 more people losing their jobs. Like you have... By the way, this is a website, gaminglayoffs.com, that I developed. You can check it. I have a layoff tracker. This is the estimated layoffs of known numbers. Estimated known numbers. The real number is likely a couple thousand more than this. 2,000 to 3,000 more. Because I have a full tracker as well that you can visit. And you can see there's a lot where we don't know how many people were let go yet. We just don't. But you can track all of this information. You can follow along. But gaminglayoffs.com if you want to know. I'm working on adding more features to this, like adding another section for new studios founding, so it's more positive. There's more positivity in it too. But it's been a mess. This whole situation has been a mess. And I hate it with a passion. I hate it with a passion. I think I want to play some games. But what I got to do is, go get something to go get something to drink. So is this gonna work? Let's see if I transition to this. Why is that not working? Oh, that's why, because it's there. We will talk about motorsport games as soon as I get back. Let me go grab my water and we'll talk about that. Thank you for reminding me. I know, yeah. I will be right back. And then we'll talk about some motorsport games. Alright. Got my water. I'm back. Did you miss me? Motorsport games. Motorsport games is fun. This is a mess. So, October 25th, they were holding a vote in order to sell up to 949,310 shares of the company. They had two investors. They had to put it up to a vote because they were issuing warrants, which would create new stock of motorsport games, and they would sell it at a price. What this price was going to be, let's see, at a value of $2.17 per share. They were going to sell it at $2.17 per share, which it hasn't been over $2 per share since, when was the last time it was over $2? July 26th. July 26th was the last time it was at over $2 per share. So they're going to sell it. They put it up to a vote, and this is where it gets funny. Let's just zoom in here. Look at that. Look at that. Companies did not approve the warrant exercise proposal. 8,524,301 votes against. 210,069 votes. Because I don't feel like doing the math in my head, let's just check the percentages of that. Of those who voted. I'm not counting the absentees. So 8 million. Okay. .6% of stockholders voted against allowing the company to create these shares to sell to investors. And then they voted 8.6 million, even more voted, nah, we're not rescheduling this meeting to have a revote. We've made up our mind. And now their stock continues to fall down to another 2% loss today. They're running out of money. They want to bring Le Mans Ultimate to console. That's with what? I mean, what are we looking at on Steam DB? We're looking at a game that has 128 people in it. We're getting a peak. Like, over the weekend, it had 744. Like, 8 months ago, had 4,700. We're not hitting that. I mean, it's got a nice... For a racing game like this, a very niche racing game, it's got a nice, dedicated player base. I will give them that. A very dedicated player base. Obviously, it's more European-based. Because you can tell when it gets popular. Like, you can tell. But look at the peaks. Just down. Like, when it came out in February, down 40%, down another 65%. Then it jumped. And then down, jumped again, down again. It ain't looking good for our old friends at Motorsport Games. It's not looking good there. What the hell happened on NXT? Rhea Ripley left a bloody mess. Oh, did the Dodgers come back and take the lead on the Yankees? Oh no, Dodgers came back. They were down 5-1 or 5-2, and now it's 5-4 in the top of the fifth. Cool. Yankees. That's so disappointing. Hearing anything from iRacing, Yes, can't talk about it. I'm waiting for clearance on the ability to talk about it, but at this moment, I can't talk about it. Did they fix NASCAR 21 Ignition? No. And the thing is, they're not going to because all the games come off for sale on December 31st. Can't buy them anymore. December 31st, they're done as part of the deal. As part of the deal with with the sale to iRacing, the NASCAR license, it's done. Done. DED dead. So yeah. Now we're just hanging out. Dude. New York Knicks, by the way. Jalen Brunson's a problem at this point, not in a good way. He has looked awful the first 3 games. That's heartbreaking. Young daughter, San Francisco 49ers cornerback Chavarius Ward died after battling heart problems. 1 year old. She was set to turn 2 in November. That's heartbreaking. Dude, I get so emotional every night of what would happen if I'm not there for my kids. Like, I can't. I want to cry. I want to cry about it. It's brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. All right, let's cheer up the mood. How's everybody doing? How y'all doing? Should we play something? Should we hang out more? Should I leave? There's some games I want to download. You know what? Let's do some Balatro. Let's do some of that. I gotta get the game over on the right screen. I don't know why I don't have... Oh, that's because I got the... That's why. So, what do we want to talk about? While we're playing, what do we want to talk about? We did just have an update to Balatro. Let's... Such a great game. Such a great game. Just a fantastic game. What do we got? Yeah, I want to do some racing on stream. I just don't know what racing game to do because I'd want to do them with the community, like do some community races. Also, if the background music's too loud, let me know. Because I know you'll probably be able to pick it up through my mic. Full house, baby. Easy. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what. Why is this being awkward? Oh. There we go. All right. I dig that. I dig that. Adds a sell value. All right. All heart cards are debuffed. Oh, what happened to my game? There we go. What happened to the game? Unless I have to... Nope, don't want to remove monitor. Game capture. Let's do that. Capture specific window. Balatro. There we go. It was being weird. Now we're good. We should be good, everybody. Sorry about that. So, we're in a situation. What I was asking around to some people about just what their general feeling is about the industry. And a lot of people are just tired. And to be honest, I kind of feel I kind of get what they're saying. I get being tired. Like, it just feels like no matter what you do in this industry, in the gaming industry, like, you do have these overnight sensations and successes like this. I just don't know if I just don't know if there's enough there for people to want to be in the industry anymore. A lot of people I know are leaving the industry. A lot of people, whether it's PR, marketing, development, a lot of people I know are flat out just leaving. And I don't blame them. They're in this weird situation where no matter what they do, they can come out. I mean, you see it. They come out with this ridiculously studios can come out with these popular games, right? And then nothing happened. They just get laid off anyway. Then you come out with flops and you don't get a second chance, even though it's not the developer's fault. It's the executives making the decision, and then all the developers lose their job, i.e. Concord. Like, it seems like there's no winning when you're in it unless you're by yourself. If you are a solo dev or a dev of like 2 or 3 people working on a passion game. And I just feel I don't know. I feel terrible for him. Absolutely terrible. All right, what do I want to do? Red, purple seal, a gold seal, blah, blah, blah. Must play 5 cards. That's easy. I'll just do 2 pair and we'll, you know. Easy. Double my money. Do I think Maximum Football will gain any traction? I do. So I'm actually working on scheduling an interview with them, with Micah, the game director, because a lot of people are mad. I'm glad you brought this up. I wanted to talk about that. You know, let's take a second real quick. I'm glad you brought that up. I do, because there's no college football on PC. And, you know, let me bring up real quick this, because a lot of people were upset by this. And I don't get why. It kind of pisses me off that people were upset by this. There is the early access launch. So the early access comes up next month. You get the base game for free, which is what they said. It's going to be free to play, which we all knew the full game was never going to be available free. I know they kind of made it seem that way, but anybody who's paid attention knew it wasn't really going to be that way. So you get the Maximum Pro League, which is multiplayer. You get the single-player exhibition, the customization suite, and then a Dynasty starter mode. Free access to initial seasons, can earn for free more seasons and whatever through challenges. Fine. That allows you, and then you get to the Dynasty Edition. I'll get to the pricing in a minute. Dynasty Edition, $20 gets you the base game, unlimited access to Dynasty mode, Dynasty pack that comes with cosmetics. Then the Legend Edition for $40, Dynasty access and Dynasty pack, unlimited franchise. So Dynasty is the college, franchise is the pro. Access and franchise pack coming in 2025, and then a Legends pack, more cosmetics and stuff. I love this. I absolutely love this. Because there's going to be a lot of people who go, I don't know if that's a good game. And you're not just giving this base demo. You're allowing them to try a lot of the game for free in a lot of ways. And there are going to be some people that just get it as like a quick hit game, and they get to play for free, and they never have to put a dime into it. Or there's going to be the people that play it, and they go, this isn't for me. They go back to Madden, they go back to college football. Or you have these people that, you know, they like it, and they're like, you know what, I'm going to give this indie football game money to improve. And then they buy the $20 edition. Then they're like, you know what, I like it a lot. Let's upgrade it. You don't have to pay the $40, then you're paying the difference. So if you pay $20 here and then you want to upgrade, you pay $20 more. Which, let's be real, chances are this is what I'm going to be doing. Because I support the football games, man. Football Simulator, Axis Football, which comes back next year with 2026, Axis 2026. They hyped about this whole like cosmetic only blah blah blah, but they have to make. How did you think they were going to make money to keep development going? Like, I'd rather this. Now the question is, if I load into this game and I see ads here, that's fine. I'm okay with that. If I pay $20 and I start continuing to see the same ads that aren't like, hey, if you like this, get our upgraded version, that's fine. But if I go in here and I see all these ads and stuff that I would see on a free game, then I'm going to start being mad. I do think it's going to get the traction, but it needs to, I think what they have to do, and people might not like this, is they have to, in my opinion, get on board with creators and do a full creator push of the sports market. I mean, like, reach out to like Mills and Daddy Dimmu and stuff like that, and Buffalo K, and stuff like that, and see if they can do some sort of marketing push. That's going to be the way to get to these people. Traditional marketing just doesn't really work much anymore. But I do think that there's the window there. All right, what do we got here? If you're just tuning in, do me a favor, leave a like on this video. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, hit that follow button. It helps me get eyes out there. If you have Amazon Prime and you aren't using your Twitch Prime, feel free to use it here. You know, it helps. Everything helps. I'm never going to say you have to pay your actual money to subscribe to me or Super Chat or anything like that. I don't mind paying it all as long as it's a good game. I hope it does well. That's exactly how I am, IUP. If a game's fun and good, I will give you my money. I like Smite. I talk about this all the time. Smite, free to play, right? I played it a lot and I enjoyed it to where I had no issues dropping $30 on the God Pack to get all the gods. I had no issues with that. Because I enjoyed the game. Because I enjoyed the game that much. If I enjoy the game and it's fun, I'm going to keep doing it. Play only one type of hand this run? Alright, 2-pair it is. The way this is going, I don't think I'm going to get fire in this run. Oh, that's nice. Shit. You know, we'll get that. I don't need the money. We'll buy that one. Sure. And then we'll get that. Where was that last time, damn it? Alright, 64 chips. Okay. Let's see if I can get a full house. I guess I'm going 2 pairs to start. Okay. And there's the full house. Yeah, and then Axis Football, I believe, they just put up their... They just put up their Steam page for Axis 26, yeah. So there's not much to go on. Like, we have a few screenshots. We got a few screenshots to go on for the return of Axis Football. Play call menu, scoreboard at the top, the Axis Football Network, logos, Play art. So I'm interested to see what this looks like. My biggest thing is, do the players move? Because we just got development update of graphics, movement, and fans, routes, playbooks. So this is going to have... So here's the franchise mode features. This is what we got looking for Axis Football. Which, cool. Give me more. Multiple league setup options, NFL, and then the tier style, which the tier style in there is such a nice twist with the relegation and stuff like that. All-time record tracking, contracts, things you'd expect, but these are things for an indie game, a very small indie game, to have that is very nice. Player progression, franchise stats, spectate other games that aren't your team. Complete team editor and creator, team name, logo, all that. And then player AI, coach mode, spectator, local player versus player. So still no online play, except remote play together, which we'll see how that works. But they're planning a September of 2025 release. Player movement is the biggest. They spent a large amount of time refining player movement. We focused our efforts. Let's zoom in. We focused our efforts across three main areas. Initial moves, accelerations, avoidances, and pivots. For initial moves, we added dozens of animation. That's the big thing. Like, how do they move? Because the moving just still looked too stiff for the most part, and it just hasn't been good. Like, that's been a big thing. It just has not been good. Better than years past, but still not where it should be. Like, I do think the movement in Maximum looked a lot better than what Axis has, so we'll see what happens. A lot of feedback we're getting on there that players often have off the ball. New animations create much more realistic movements, and you got to think they're animations. Like, they are animating these piece by piece. The Chosen. Oh yes, I am the Chosen, and I'm playing in a canyon. So I'm really interested to see, like, the players on the ground, how they look. I'm interested. They talk about fan. I don't really care about the fan models. I know there's a lot of people that do. I'm not one of them that does. I am more like, I want the gameplay to be fun. I don't give a shit if they're made out of clay in the crowd. There's gonna be a bunch of Gumbies in there. I don't care. Yeah, football, I will say, football gaming is in a good place right now with the indie games coming up. I think sports gaming in general is in a good place from an indie game standpoint, though I am not happy. I'm working on an interview for UFL. I'm really interested. I really hope that game does well. Because if we can have 3 football games kind of out there, soccer games, between eFootball, which Pro Evolution Soccer was such a better name, UFL, and EAFC. Like, EAFC is going to be up here, but if we have competition in the next level, that's better for us. That is better for us as gamers, without a doubt. I want this for the polychrome. All right. Let's see how this goes. Excuse me. All right, what do we got? With Bunch being meta in Madden and now College Football, do you think it's something wrong with the logic and just can't? Yes. So I think anytime there's a meta play, it is all done because of an exploit in the defense that the game, like, at this point, I don't know if we'll get an update to. Especially with college football, with how late in the update cycle we are. We only got probably like a couple. I think we're done with the major updates. There'll be fixes here and there, but anything is like the 2, 3, 4,000 word updates, we're done. There's a lot still wrong with Madden that, man, it frustrates me. You know, players having seizures apparently on the ground when they get tackled, that type of stuff. I just, yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Yankees up 6-4. What? What? The Wells. It'd be nice if the Yankees bats did things earlier in the year. That'd be nice. But I think there's something wrong with how changes need to be made. Changes need to be made with. I think with who's making the calls with Madden. I do think we need to see some changes on that end. I guess we're doing a high card. There we go. There we go. We're moving on up. I like that. Do I still have some problems? See, college football I do like. College football is in a much better state for the most part. The passing game has some issues with the last few updates, but to be completely honest, I haven't played much of either lately. I've been doing other things. Madden, I do MUT squads because I loved the old squad up multiplayer, and MUT's the only way to do it with a couple friends, so that's the only Madden I'm playing right now. But I'm getting super frustrated with it. It's just, at the end of the day, EA still feels too much like EA. Like, NHL, I played for a week and I'm done with it. There's nothing there with NHL. That's a super frustrating part about everything. There's just nothing there. And I don't get why or where things stand on that or what's going on. We're just going to go here. All clubs are debuffed. Okay. Come on, I need a heart, man. I need a heart. Give me a heart. You're not going to give me any hearts, huh? There we go. Straight flush would have been phenomenal, but... Oh, this hurts. We're just going to do this and see what happens. This is, I think, where it ends. I think this is where it ends. Yep, by 3. Oh, that sucks. All right, why don't we move on to something else? Let's move on to something else. What are we going to play? Been hanging out for a while. If you have questions, feel free to drop them in. I'm waiting on. So I had messaged. You know what? I don't want to pull up my email, but let's see if I got a. Well, I'm not going to show my email on screen, but. Haven't gotten anything. Let's see. I got a thing about some glasses to review. I do have actually story about deep fakes and AI deception and how to recognize them. Got pitched that. I can't believe Crime Boss Rockay City is still getting updates. That game bombed harder and it's still getting updates. It obviously did enough. Vampire Therapist commits to couples therapy. Let's see. Is a new Call of Duty worth buying over the last version of the game? So I haven't bought it yet. I probably won't until it goes on sale. I can tell you from my time playing the beta, Omni movement wasn't for me. It did feel easier to get kills because people were diving around like a bunch of idiots and moving around, so it was very easy. Shotguns felt good. We'll see how long that is. So speaking of Call of Duty, one thing they have is they have a Trello board now of the known issues they're working on. Right now they have, 8 updates, known issues in multiplayer. Like, these are what they're working on in updates. So if you want to know what's going on or what they see is going on, they have a Trello board. If you go to insidergaming.com, you can get... I'm constantly updating it. So it is... Where's... where is it? Let's see. Let's just find it. I'm constantly updating it daily. So we will... I'll throw it in the chat if you want to know what they're working on. But so it really all depends on if you like Call of Duty or not. Like, personally, like, I'll still end up buying it, I know, because it's a game that me and a couple of my friends we buy, and it's just our game that we play together. We've played it together for 17 years now. And it's like the three of us specifically, and it's just what we do, and it's what we'll continue to do. It's, you know, it's keeping the brotherhood alive, as they say. You know what? Real quick, I will be right back because I want to go bring downstairs one of the things I'm working on. Give me a second. Oh, Jesus. That's a big boy chair. Okay, so you can't really see, but I have a box here. Let's see. A chair. And, looking for my box cutter. That I can't seem to find. But I'm working on a chair. Okay. So I have a Seeger Labs chair. And then this. Here, let me load up exactly what I was sent. Let's load up what. Which chair was this specifically? It's an X chair, office chair. But I want to show you guys specifically the one I was sent. I think it's... I think it's this one. This is what I was sent. And it's an executive office chair. And I'm doing a comparison on whether or not an executive chair is good, like an office chair or a gaming chair. What's better for those who are long distance sitters, like myself and like a lot of others. So that just came today. That'll be cool. That'll be at insidergaming.com. What am I doing? I'm chatting and hanging out with everybody. What are you doing? It's party time. It's party people. Party people, party people. So yeah, this is what I got going. Let's see if I can open this. You know what I might do? Because I like just hanging out. I might stream while I work. Because I cover the latest news. Write my stories. And then they're on insidergaming.com. They're on Insider Gaming. Maybe hang out with you guys while I work on that. I don't know. Because I like just chatting and shooting the shit. It's a lot more laid back. Where are your Red Sox? At least they made it. Red Sox won't even make the playoffs. And the Yankees are winning right now. So I don't want to hear it. Holy crap. Nuggets and Nets are 142 to 137 in overtime. Philly shut out the Bruins. One of the worst teams in hockey shut out the Bruins. Seattle 8-2 on Montreal. Anaheim on New York. Minnesota wins. Ottawa killed St. Louis. Washington won. Ovechkin got his hat trick. Did he get his hat trick? No, Dowd got... Never mind, they flipped it. So Ovechkin got 2 goals. Let's see. This is a box within a box. This is the chair. This is a not do it right now type of thing. That's for sure. It's not. By the way, you like the light panels? Should use those more. I should just use the lighting more. That's what I should do. That's what I should do. Okay. If you're just tuning in, you don't know who I am. Thank you. Welcome. If you're new, my name is Mike Straw. I'm the senior editor over at InsiderGaming.com. I stream usually once a week around 8:30. Tonight I decided to stream around 9 later. I wasn't going to, but you know. That's what I was going to do. And just hanging out. And I think this is how I'm going to do it moving forward, where it's more hanging out until I figure out what I want to do with the actual official show. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on all social media at Mike Straw Media. I'm primarily over on Threads and Blue Sky. I'm on Popcorn Farts website to make money because I get paid more. I get paid basically to use this stuff even without trying. So that's the reason I'm on Popcorn Farts site. And then like, subscribe, you know, all that fun stuff. You mean Mitchkov? I don't have PlayStation Plus, so I can't play online. And I'm not paying for PlayStation Plus. So I can tell you that right now. I'll tell you that for free. Yeah, Corpusalo only giving up one goal and still losing, like his best game of the season. But Boston's not good. Boston is not a good team. And they won't be. Like, it is nice for as short term as it might be this year, because I still think it's going to happen. Boston being behind Buffalo in the standings. Like, as of now, Boston is now in last place in the Atlantic Division. I just want to snip these. Because I like to see this. Boston is in last place. My nephew's favorite hockey team, one of them. In last place in the division. What a beautiful sight. I don't know how long it'll last, but it's there, and I'm happy about it. Oh, man. Let's see. Sabres lost. They don't play. Man, God, I really want those boom people, you know, whatever those annoying clowns are named. I don't even know their names, but I see them everywhere. I want them to go away. You love Boston. They're your favorite team, along with Chicago and Pittsburgh. God, Luka is something. The sports ADD is kicking in hard right now. Luka is something. Like, the Bruins are 4-5-1. They have just 2 regulation wins. Incredible. Incredible. Remarkable. Count Chocula. How are the other games in the NBA going tonight? New Orleans is up on Golden State 31-14. Is Steph not playing? Okay, yeah, Steph Curry's not playing. Wiggins hasn't entered the game. Yeah. They're going to destroy him. They're going to destroy him, the Pelicans. Then you got Sacramento up on the Jazz. Sacramento, disappointing start, but they'll get to 2-2. The Jazz are going to be really bad this year. Dallas beat Minnesota. Dallas is going to be a team that I expect to get back. Denver pulled out a comeback win against the Nets. So, good night. It's a good night. Out of curiosity, do you know why GM did an NHL? They claim this is where it's going to be fun. Why? Didn't you just get a new car? I thought you said you got a Jeep Patriot or Jeep Cherokee or whatever. You literally just said you got a Jeep like 2 weeks ago. Out of curiosity, do you know why GM Connected isn't NHL anymore? So EA claims that it's because a couple things. The jump from NHL 14 or the Xbox 360 and PS3 to 1 and PS5 or PS4, which gutted the NHL series. They had a deep hole to dig out of, right? So they blame that. They blame the lack of interest in GM Connected. When there wasn't a lack of interest, the mode was completely broken. All right? Absolutely broken. Server menu, when you were in GM Connected, it was slow. You couldn't access anything. Trying to make trades was so difficult to go through player menus. And then when you connected to games, for some reason, the game connections in GM Connected weren't the same as didn't seem the same as the regular online multiplayer game. So everything was super slow. Everything was a mess. It was a completely broken mode that they never fixed. And then they'll blame it on, well, players didn't care or wasn't popular. It wasn't popular because they couldn't play it, so they gave up. Like, brutal. Brutal. You didn't want the $200 car payment? Dude, if you can get a $200 car payment in today's, with the interest rates they are today, I mean, if not, then just stick with what you have. If you don't want a car payment, you're not going to get something for less than $200 a month. Anything reliable, I should say. All right, Yankees still up. They're up 6-4 in the bottom of the 7th. So we'll see. I didn't watch tonight's game. I'm not watching tonight's game. And look what happens. I watched the first 3 and awful. Lonzo Ball just comes back. Now he's out for at least 10 days after a wrist injury, sprained wrist, so that's cool. He needs to just give up. Hasn't played. He's played in 3 games this year. Hadn't played since January of 2022. So over 2.5 years. And then he's already hurt. Give up. You got your money. Give up. Josh Allen at the Yankees game. That's why they're winning. He's at the Yankees game. I think is he wearing a Yankees hat? Yeah, he's wearing a Yankees hat. So there you go. He's the reason the Yankees are winning tonight. Josh Allen. Yeah, that was a What the hell? A Sasquatch party? That's terrifying. What else do we got? Oh, I know I wanted to check. I know what I wanted to check. So I feel like... Let's load this up. $170 plus. There's something else. I still can't get over. So Indiana Jones comes out in a little over a month. That game still being a first-person shooter really, really bothers me. It killed it for me. Like, it will not be a game that I play because of that. Freeman Grand Slam top 9. I mean, it's already done it once. He's hit a home run in every game this series, so yeah. Way to go out on a limb there. I mean, the Dodgers, they're just too loaded. And if they go after Soto and manage to get him in the offseason like the rumors are, like there's no point in even trying next year. I have not played it, Justin. I will say that at Insider Gaming, we have a review up of Black Ops 6. And we have, like, Grant, my fellow senior editor, he highly recommends it. Says the game's, quote, beyond good. And that it's the best one they've had in years. From the campaign to the multiplayer, he has no issues. So I'm a fan of the skill-based matchmaking. He says it's not too bad. I like that. The people who aren't a fan of skill-based matchmaking are the ones who want to just pad their KD ratio against people like me who aren't that good. But it just all, if you go in, if you know you're getting a COD game, you know what I mean? Like, you're getting a beefed up COD game. So I don't play Warzone or anything like that. I just play strict hardcore multiplayer. So my only thing is I'll probably end up getting it on PC when I do buy it, solely because then I don't have to pay for PlayStation Plus, but I can still play with people on my friends on PlayStation. We'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens. But maps, you know, there's going to be a mixed bag of maps, whether you like them or not. I need some good sniping maps as someone who plays hardcore. I need something like that. I was looking something up. Oh, email from a story. For a story. Huh. I can't find it. But, so, one thing. So there's a lot of people talking about the Nintendo Switch too. A lot of people thought something was going to be announced yesterday or today. I've heard from a lot of people that Nintendo's gearing up for something. So they announced the Xenoblade Chronicles Remastered or whatever it was, but I've heard from a few people that they're gearing up for something relatively soon. I don't know what, but I was told it's something big, so my guess is that it would be like the official, like, hey, we're going to give a full reveal of this next Switch or whatever they call it, which if they don't call it the Super Nintendo Switch, they've failed. Because it's right there. You have Nintendo Switch. The next one, Super Nintendo Switch. Perfect. It's like just like when you had the Nintendo Entertainment System and then you had the Super Nintendo. Like, you have it. You got it there. Use it. But I've heard a lot of things of Nintendo's gearing up Nintendo is gearing up for something. But I'm trying to find out exactly what that something is. And I was hoping I'd have another message today about it. But I don't. Nothing yet. Especially because a couple of them are overseas sources. So it's... I mean, what time is it over there? It's 11:43 in the morning over there. 13 hours ahead of us. Yeah. So, haven't got anything. Feel like I should play a game, but I don't know what I want to play. Though it's already almost 11. That's usually I'm not on this late. But again, like I said, I've enjoyed hanging out and just talking. Appreciate everybody hanging out with me. It helps. On the YouTube side, I'm so close to being a YouTube partner. Which will then help, you know, with video revenue and stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited about it. Pretty happy. Pretty happy. We're in the top of the 8th. That's one game. When I do get it, I will stream, I think, when I eventually get Black Ops. Let's see what happens. We'll see what happens. Because I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen there. But yeah, I'm so close. Only 100 hours away from eligibility to ad revenue partnership. Right now, all my revenue on YouTube is from the super chats, which help so much when people send them in. But I never liked one of those like, hey, you have to send them in. One of the things I might do, so I'm working on my first game. I'm also working on another special project that I can't announce because it's nowhere near ready to be announced. Plus I don't know if it's gonna happen. We'll see. But maybe I'll start streaming my work on that to get feedback. If you don't know, I'm making a wrestling beat 'em up called Falls Count Anywhere. And I'm very, very early on in the process. Like, I'm trying to figure out characters and writing and stuff like that. I'm also learning a game engine, which is very tough, while also doing my insider gaming work and things like that, and looking for another 9-to-5 full-time job because I'm a sole income provider of a family of 5. So, you know, we're just here doing that. But on that note, we're going to wrap it up, actually. I want to thank everybody who's tuned in. If you heard, please like, follow, share, however. I may be back tomorrow. Won't be back Thursday because Halloween. And I may be back Friday. I'll keep everybody updated. Again, follow me on social media, and I will update you everywhere. Thank you again to everybody who tunes in and supports. I love you all. I appreciate it. Be kind to one another. Take care.